What's up, Wrestle Scope family? Before we dive into today's absolute bombshell, I need you to hit that like button right now because what I'm about to tell you is going to shake the wrestling world to its core. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're gonna have opinions, so get ready to drop them in the comments below. Imagine this. You're the guy who finally finished his story. You main evented WrestleMania. You defeated Roman Reigns. You became the undisputed WWE Champion and gave everything, your blood, your sweat, your tears, to a company that you returned to with one mission. And now multiple sources are reporting that Cody Rhodes just sent the most brutal warning to both SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis and Triple H himself, with 3 words that nobody saw coming. I'm not coming back. Wait, what? The American Nightmare threatening to leave WWE after everything, after Mania, after finally defeating the Tribal Chief? Is this a work? Is this a shoot? Or is this the biggest mistake WWE is about to make again? And more importantly, who is to blame for pushing away the man who is supposed to be the face of the company for the next decade? Stick around because this story has more twists than a steel cage match and you do not want to miss what's really happening behind the scenes. Alright, let's break this down piece by piece because this situation is messy and it all started just a few days ago. According to insider reports from multiple wrestling journalists, and yes, I'm talking about the credible ones, not the clickbait garbage, Cody Rhodes allegedly had a heated confrontation backstage at a recent SmackDown taping. The confrontation with none other than Nick Aldis, the man who's been SmackDown's on-screen authority figure and, more importantly, someone who's been making some very questionable booking decisions lately. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Word is that Cody was furious about the direction his character has been heading. Think about it. After conquering Roman, after finishing his story, what has Cody been doing? He's been stuck in what some fans are calling mid-card purgatory, feuding with guys who, let's be honest, aren't exactly on that main event level anymore. No disrespect to the talent, but Cody Rhodes should be in marquee matches, not filler segments. The report suggests that during a creative meeting, Aldis pitched yet another storyline that would have Cody playing second fiddle, and that's when the American Nightmare allegedly snapped. Sources say he made it crystal clear if this is the best WWE has for him, then he's not interested in coming back to that creative direction. He specifically mentioned that he didn't leave AEW, rebuild his entire legacy, and complete the most emotional journey in modern wrestling just to be treated like just another guy on the roster. But here's the nuclear part. Cody allegedly took this straight to Triple H, and according to people who were in that room, it wasn't a conversation, it was a warning. Cody reported to the game that he's got options, he's got leverage, and he's not going to waste the prime years of his career being misused. Again. Now, let me ask you something, WrestleScope Nation. Is Cody right to take this stand, or is he being ungrateful after WWE gave him the WrestleMania moment of a lifetime? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I'm seeing both sides of this and we need to talk about it. See, here's what makes the situation absolutely devastating. We've seen this movie before, haven't we? Cast your mind back to 2016. Cody Rhodes was stardust, trapped in a gimmick that was going nowhere, begging for opportunities, and WWE just didn't care. They had him losing to mid-carders, never getting that main event push, and essentially told him through their booking that he'd reached his ceiling. So what did Cody do? He walked away. And what happened next? Cody became one of the biggest stars in independent wrestling. He became the first wrestler to sell 10,000 tickets outside of WWE in decades at All In. He co-founded All Elite Wrestling. He became the inaugural TNT champion. He proved every single doubter wrong and forced WWE to realize they'd let a megastar slip through their fingers. When Cody returned to WWE at WrestleMania 38, it was supposed to be different, right? Triple H was taking over creative, the old regime was out, Vince was gone. This was the new era where talent would be respected, where stories would be told properly, where guys like Cody would get their due. And for a while, it was different. Cody's return was magical, his feuds with Seth Rollins were incredible, his chase for the title against Roman Reigns was cinema, WrestleMania 40 was the culmination of everything, the story was perfect. But now, just months later, are we really going to sit here and watch WWE make the same mistake twice? Are they really going to fumble Cody Rhodes again? Because if these reports are true, that's exactly what's happening, and the fact that we're even having this conversation in 2026 is absolutely insane. The question everyone's asking is, does Triple H actually have as much control as we think? Or are there still people in WWE's corporate structure making decisions that are sabotaging their own top stars? Because something isn't adding up here. Now, let's talk about Nick Aldis for a second, because his name keeps coming up in these reports and we need to address the elephant in the room. Nick Aldis is a talented guy. He had a great run in NWA, he's a solid wrestler, and he clearly knows the business. But his transition into this authority figure has been controversial, to say the least.
Some fans love the old-school GM character he's portraying. Others think he's overstepping and trying to inject himself into storylines that don't need him. But here's the real issue. If Nick Aldis is the one pitching creative for SmackDown's Cobb Stars, and those pitches are causing guys like Cody Rhodes to threaten to walk, then we've got a serious problem. Because at the end of the day, an on-screen authority figure should be facilitating great stories for the wrestlers, not becoming an obstacle to them. Multiple sources have suggested that there's been tension between Aldis and several top SmackDown stars, not just Cody. And if you're Triple H, you've got to be looking at this situation and asking yourself, is one on-screen personality worth losing the guy who main evented WrestleMania and won me the Undisputed Championship? The answer should be obvious, right? But in WWE, nothing is ever that simple. There are egos involved, there are politics involved, and sometimes, just sometimes, pride gets in the way of common sense. And that's what makes the situation so dangerous, because if this turns into a power struggle where Cody feels like he has to choose between his creative integrity and his WWE career, we all know what he's capable of choosing. He's done it before, he'll do it again. So where do we go from here? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Let's game out a few scenarios. Scenario 1. Triple H steps in, has a real conversation with Cody, and they figure this out. Maybe Aldis gets reined in a bit, maybe Cody gets moved into a program that actually matters, and we all move forward. This is the best case scenario, and honestly, it's what should happen. Cody Rhodes is too valuable, too talented, and too over with the fans to be wasted on meaningless feuds. Scenario 2. This gets worse before it gets better. Maybe there's a standoff, maybe Cody sits at home for a while. Maybe we get weeks of cryptic social media posts and contract status updates. Maybe this drags out and becomes a distraction that hurts everyone involved. This is the scenario nobody wants, but it's certainly possible given WWE's history. Scenario 3, the nuclear option. Cody actually leaves. Now I know some of you are thinking, there's no way that happens, but remember, this is the same guy who walked away before when he felt disrespected. And now he's got even more leverage. He's independently wealthy, he's proven he can draw money outside WWE, and at this point in his career, he doesn't need WWE the way they need him. If AEW came calling with the right offer, or if Cody decided to go do his own thing again, he's got the name value and the track record to make it work. Here's what I think is really going on. Cody isn't threatening to leave WWE forever. He's threatening to leave this version of WWE. The version where creative is inconsistent, where politics matter more than talent, where guys who work their butts off can still get shuffled down the card for no good reason. He's drawing a line in the sand and saying, if this is what coming back meant, then I didn't actually come back to the company I thought I did. And you know what? I respect that, because how many times have we seen wrestlers just take whatever's given to them, complain backstage, but never actually stand up for themselves? Cody is standing up, he's using his leverage, he's fighting for his career and his legacy. The question is, will WWE listen, or will they let pride and politics push away one of the biggest stars they have? But let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture here, because this isn't just about Cody Rhodes. This is about what WWE has become and what it should be. For years, we've heard about how things are different now. Triple H is in charge, the creative is better, the wrestlers are happier, and in many ways, that's true. The product has improved. We're getting better matches, better store-to-store. The Inhas are getting opportunities they never would have gotten before. But situations like this expose the cracks in the system. Because if WWE truly valued their top stars, if they truly had a long-term vision, then Cody Rhodes would be protected at all costs. He would be in the main event picture permanently. He would be the guy carrying SmackDown on his back, not wondering if he made a mistake coming back. And this isn't just a Cody problem. How many other wrestlers are feeling the same way but don't have the leverage to speak up? How many guys are quietly frustrated with their booking but can't risk making waves because they're not former AEW EVPs with independent credibility? The wrestling business is built on the backs of the performers. They're the ones putting their bodies on the line every single night. They're the ones creating the moments we remember forever. And when those performers feel disrespected or underutilized, it hurts everyone, the company, the fans, and the wrestlers themselves. WWE has a choice to make. They can listen to Cody, fix whatever's broken, and move forward with one of their top stars happy and motivated. Or they can dig in their heels, play corporate games, and potentially lose him again. I know which choice I'd make. Let's hope they do too. Look, here's the bottom line, Wrestle Scope family. Cody Rhodes finishing his story was supposed to be the beginning of something incredible, not the peak. He was supposed to carry WWE for the next decade, main event WrestleManias, put on classics, and create the next generation of legendary moments. But if these reports are true, if there's really tension between Cody and WWE's management, then we're watching a potential disaster unfolding in real time. And the scariest part, it's completely preventable. All WWE has to do is value their stars. All they have to do is treat Cody Rhodes like the main event talent he is. All they have to do is listen. Will they? Time will tell. But one thing's for certain, Cody Rhodes isn't bluffing. He's already proven he'll walk away if he has to. The question is whether WWE is willing to call that bluff and find out what happens when the American Nightmare really does choose to finish another story somewhere else. What do you think, Wrestle Scope Nation? Is Cody right to take this stand? Should WWE be doing more to protect their top stars? Or is this all just a work and we're getting played? I need to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more breaking wrestling news and analysis, smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you never miss an upload, and share this video with every wrestling fan you know because this story is huge and everyone needs to be talking about it. I'm your host and this is Wrestle Scope, where we bring you the real stories behind the squared circle. I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, keep watching, keep wrestling, and remember, the story never ends.